It's a good morning to you. Welcome to Asake Online. My name is Zenzele Ndebele, and this is the show where we bring you news, programs, content, and everything that is happening. But we also talk about politics. We talk to civic leaders and politicians. So today, our guest is someone who's not new in politics. He's not new at site as well. We have interviewed him for quite a number of times. We are talking to the deputy mayor of Kobulawayo, Ubabu Edwin Ndlovu. He's also the councillor for Ward 8 since March 2022. But I would say I've known Ubabu Ndlovu for quite a while. He has been a spokesperson for politics, MTC Green. He has been there, he has done that. So ngumuntu engwazi ukuthi politics, he has been there for a long time. He has been bruised, other people would say. So today we want to talk to him in his capacity as the deputy mayor, the councillor of Kobulawayo, and just check progress with the since engenileyo. What is it that he has observed and what is it that he has done? Njoba sibhadala imali edura kangaka. Deputy Mayor, siyakubingelela.
Siyabonga linjani balaleli, linjani babukeli, linjani Bulawayo. Siyathokoza ukuba lapha namhlanje.
So nxa sikhuluma ngoBulawayo vele nxa siqala sikhuluma ngamanzi. Kambe amanzi ayangena emadamu.
Amanzi ayangena emadamu but not ngendlela esifisa ngayo. Sananzela ukuthi amadamu ethu amaningi around them sokulamakorokoza. Amakorokoza bayagebha ama-tunnels, bayagebha imigodi. So lokho kusho ukuthi amanzi maye kuyizulu lisenegeleza kumele aqala agcwalise those tunnels, agcwalise le migodi engakangena emadamu ethu. So i-challenge esilayo, i-percentage yamanzi angenayo emadamu kathesi kayithokozisi kayinhle.
Yeah, so that is one of the challenges as Bulawayo that we face each year months. You've been a councillor of Bulawayo since 2022, March by-election. I would say, ungene councilini, what was one of the things that really surprised you? I didn't know it will endanger.
Ngicampaigna ngandithembisa ukuthi sizafika sitshintshe izinto eziningi overnight or within a short period of time sabesesilungisela lokhu lalokho. But nxa usufikile usubona ke ukuthi obucabanga lo mbono le vision kaDulayo ayisikho kwenzakala on the ground. Kulama procedures alandelwayo ukwenza izinto. Ama councillors ipower yabo kumbe amandla abo are limited. Kulapho esiphelela khona singangeni khona izinto eziningi zenzwa imanagement. Thina singaba khona ku police level but sometimes isiphumele police isiphumele resolution management ilakho ukuthi hayi leka implementeke. And then kukhona futhi okunengi okumele ku-approve i-central government. Esingeke sikwenze njengedolobho kumbe nje ama-policy makers kuvumelane without indulgence ye-central government. So izinto engangena ngazazi zona lezo ngase ngizithola practical ground ukuthi okay lokhu yikho kwenzakalayo. For example, people were talking of TTI, people were talking of egodini, people were saying, when we come in, we shall adjust here and there. But when we came into office, we then realized, no, what TTI were passed at cabinet level. So at the council level, we can't reverse what was passed at the cabinet level. So if ever, kumele kubele reversal, yaqala cabinet reverse sehlise yaphansi. So these are some of the things engazidiscover sengu-ground sengenile kuba ngukhansela sengenile kuba ngu-deputy mayor ukuthi hayi amandla ethu are-limited. Kulalapho esibamba khona, yes ama-policies singawenza, yes ama-resolutions singawenza, but kulalapho esiphelela khona, kulalapho esingeke seqe khona siye ngalo.
Yeah, you mentioned like we started local level, like the executive, the directors on Abarani Council.
Yes.
How much power do you have to supervise them to say, local, you failed here? How much power do you have to hold them accountable?
Yeah, according to the Urban Councils Act, we only supervise and deal with the town clerk. We can't deal with the directors directly, we can't deal with the middle management, but we deal with the town clerk. So whatever challenge we have, whatever program we want to be implemented, we should talk to the town clerk. Then the town clerk is the one who should descend down to his subordinate. So this is also one of the things which we didn't know when we came into office. Yes.
Do you have power to tell the town clerk with the ilapa? I mean, I'm saying this
Yes,
because
we do.
yeah.
We do have, especially through our office, the mayor's office. The mayor have got the right to suspend the town clerk. Then after that, he should rectify that in a full council meeting where he should get our indulgence as councillors. Then if we agree, that suspension stands. If we don't agree, that suspension falls away.
So the whole council has to agree.
The whole councillors, yes, whole council, I mean councillors, yes, we have to agree.
There was a controversy okuthiwa la sign i-contract town clerk kungela review, performance review. How true is that?
It's a myth. That one is a myth. Procedurally, town clerk is employed by council, councillors per se. Especially mayor should be involved, deputy mayor should be involved. Previously, it was the General Purposes Committee who were employing and recommend to local government board. So in this instance, when we came into office, the town clerk was serving his last 4-year term because previously they had 4-by-2-year contract, which was 8 years. Then when I came into office, the government wrote to us to say, look, the town clerk's contract should go alongside the other directors in parastatals or in central government. So we should add the 2 years. And then that was sought, and we duly agreed as the GP, General Purposes Committee, which was taken to full council. A resolution was made. But we said, yes, for the last 1 year, the town clerk will be 65 years, which is a pensionable age. So let's reserve that 1 year for another council resolution, which will allow him to continue for a year, regardless of his pensionable age, which was 65 years. So the government early this year, I think in April, 7 April, wrote a memo to say town clerks or central government and local government officers should go up to 70 years, meaning that 65 years immediately fell away.
So the argument was he was on a fixed term contract.
Precisely, that is where I'm coming to. He was on a fixed term contract. That one is not debatable, it's the honest truth. Then we had said 1 year we should have another resolution because it will be above 65. So when 70 years the issue came in 7 April, then that fell away. Then the Human Capital Department, then as a procedure, wrote a memo to the General Purposes Committee to say, yes, we had 1 year remaining, so may you approve it. And also, now it's 70 years. Then the other 4 years will be pending a legal opinion to say, since he's on fixed term contract, can he benefit from these other 4 years directly like any other person? And this General Purposes Committee, we did not vary that report from the Human Capital Department. But when we took that recommendation, because as General Purposes Committee, we don't make resolutions, or any other council committee do not make a resolution, but they make recommendations. So we took that recommendation. Firstly, it had come from the Human Capital Department, not the GP. With us, the GP, we adopted it as it is. We did not amend it. When we went to full council, other councillors had a different view altogether. Because the full council, 38 councillors are the ones who make the council resolution. They said, no, we agree with you, GP, but we are saying we want to give him the other 4 years. We argued, relying on the report which was presented by the Human Capital Department, but we lost the vote. So if you lose the vote, then we have to go with the majority. This is how council decisions are made, through majority, whether you like it, whether you don't like it.
The majority rules.
The majority rules. As the deputy mayor, I had a report from General Purposes Committee, which I co-chair with the mayor. Our recommendation was the report from the Human Capital Department. But the majority of councillors said, no, We are doing away with that. We are giving him that remaining 1 year and 4 further years. And we are writing to the local government board for that contract. So immediately after the expiry of the 1 year contract, the 4-year contract comes into effect.
You know, maybe what I find interesting with the current council is, unlike previous councillors or councils where maybe there will be one party that is dominating,
Yes.
this time around there is quite a number of ZANU-PF councillors. But within the opposition itself as well,
Yes.
abantu aba loyal to different leaders,
Yes.
as you know the state of the opposition. So what would you say, how would you characterize the relationship of councillors and the varying loyalties and political thinking in it?
You see, as soon as you come into office, you remember I have been the spokesperson of MTC for more than 10 years. By then, I would criticize the government left, right, and center. But now when I'm into office, I'm now a public servant. I should not be an activist now. I should look and make sure that the programs for Bulawayo are implemented. So sonke nxa sesikhona laphana sokumele sikhaya lo Bulawayo. We always preach ukuthi ama-jacket ukuthi uvela kuyiphi political party, uvela kuyiphi faction, asale phandle. Nxa sesilaphana sesikhangela uBulawayo. Sesikhangela le legacy ukuthi nxa sesiphumile kuyini esikuchiyayo sithi this council eka 2023 to 2028 ekwenzileyo kuyini. So that is what we do. So nxa sesilaphana, of course ZANU-PF ile 5 and we have got different factions of opposition, i-CCC. But we are saying nxa sesilaphana, we put away our jackets, sesikhulumisana njengabantu bakwaBulawayo. Ukuthi uBulawayo sifuna ukumenzelana, uBulawayo sifuna ukumchiya ekuliphi izinga.
So ngiyayizwa indaba yama-jacket le yanje ukuyamela abantu beyakhipha. But also then there is also the party position, which then leads to more like a whipping system. Ukuthi well Ndlovu ngabe lo mbono wakho ocabanga ukuthi senze so, but thina njenge-party sithi this is the line. How does that affect the way, you know, decisions are implemented?
No, not in a big way, because we have got 3 arms of the state. We've got the executive, we have got the legislature, we have got the judiciary. Then as local authorities, where do we come in, where do we belong? We belong to the executive. We are the 3rd tier of the executive as local authority. Meaning we are the ones who should implement directives, resolutions, and visions from the central government. So if we talk of Vision 2030, we talk of NDS2, we are the ones as local authorities who should implement. And those programs do not directly speak to political parties, but speaks to development. So Tina, for Vision 2030, for NDS2, as Bulawayo kuyini esifuna ukukwenza. We need skyscrapers, we need the additional water sources, we need a very good road network, we need a very good sewer regulation system edolobheni. Izinto esabe sizikhangele zona lezo. So akutshelanga ukuthi kuhluphi ngoba i-party position will speak to i-development, whichever party position. Ayikho iphathi engathi lingayakho uBulawayo lingadevelop uBulawayo. Ngoba all of us, regardless of our jackets, we are residents of Bulawayo. So kakuhluphi kangako. I-central government, nxa ibuya lama directives, remember we report directly to the Minister of Local Government and Public Works. So he might belong to a different political party, but as the 3rd tier of the central government, we report directly to him. He gives us instructions. But what's important is that Vision 2030, NDS2, they speak to development, which also we are in office for. So contradiction is minimal, except the issues which are political but not developmental.
So we touched this a bit, but we'll end up that has been ongoing. I think Lightoli Kwan. And up to now, which has led to a lot of issues like congestion, 6th Avenue, Ungola, London. So as council, what is your position on issue Kodini and how far have you guys gone to resolve the issue there?
Issue Kodini, our position as the city is that it should be solved amicably. kube yi-win-win situation. U-contractor, u-developer, ulama grievances zakhe here and there, ulama challenges zakhe here and there, whereby lathi we did not play our part as the city of Bulawayo. At the same time, lathi as the city of Bulawayo, we think u-developer is letting us down. So the last time the developer had found a partner, wayezamncedisa to develop iGodini. So that is where we are. So we shall review that position January, sibone ukuthi how far have they gone in that regard. And also lathi, as I said, ukuthi we are to blame as well. Kwakumele ukuthi i-transport policy yethu isebenze, ama-transporters wonke abama-combis, we've got 4 registered one with us, bahambe baye eGodini. So kuya kwabe eGodini kabe sekumele ukuthi si-enforce ku-6th Avenue, si-enforce ku-4th Avenue, si-enforce ko-Edgars ophansi kwe-Trade Gold, si-enforce ko-Pick n Pay, esimazi ngokuthi ngu-Term Hyper. Lathi we are failing in that regard, ukuthi si-enforce. So both of us, we are to blame for it delay eGodini. But nevertheless, we have to move forward, and the developer should develop iGodi. Nxa kungafika isikhathi sokuthi sokumehlula, kumele athi sokumehlula. But kathesi ebethe sethole upartner ozamncedisa. So we are looking forward to that. iGodi kumele lisebenze, izimota zihambe eGodini.
So like you are talking about indaba ka-6th Avenue, because the idea ukuthi ama-vendors ahamba lapho kulabantu khona. So imithova nxa ingangeni ku-6th Avenue eGodini, ama-vendors kazozihambe. Umuntu who's renting eGodini is not making money, and therefore udeveloper kwavulwa i-section leyana, but abantu balokhu beku-6th Avenue. So as council kuyini okuhlupha ukuthi lifike lapha lifaka amadramu lithi akusena mjova ema ku-6th Avenue?
Precisely 100% correct. Even our last meeting, committee, we asked the management to make sure that they close the 6th Avenue, bafaka ama-drums. Amakhombo wonke athwala laphana ahambe eGodini, ama-Honda Fit angarejistwanga angathwali laphana. We expected them to implement that. But obviously these things azilula. You asked me ukuthi ngingena ngicabanga ukuthi okwangisurprise kuyini. Okunye khona lokho kuba lama stakeholders amanengi involved. We've got business people around u-6th Avenue nalwana. We are saying nxa selivalile lapha selisivalele ama-custom. We've got a filling station okumele izimota zingene zithela fuel, especially amakhombe nalawo. The filling station is benefiting from there. So if we close like Asala business, they complain as well. So at the end of the day, whatever decision we make should be a win-win situation. Okutama business people around that area benefits as much as council benefits and Legodini benefits. But definitely 6th Avenue should be closed. Maybe private cars ayekelangeni. Kumele kube le mechanism i-Department of Works okumele yenze in conjunction with the
Traffic.
Yeah, traffic, exactly, yes.
So yeah, the other thing abantu abatshona bekhuluma ngayo besides eGodini TTI. As council, Lina, are you happy with your arrangement with TTI currently?
Yeah, as council, we are very much happy. One, they have brought order to the city. Even lami ndekusibe ngisithi nxa ngipaka imoto ngipaka ngiphume tintinti ngicithi imoto ngihambe. But kathesi ngapaka imoto ngiyaphuma ngibhode ngapha la ngapha. Ngibona ukuthi kanye infringe i-right yomunye umotorist omele apake ngapha kumbe ngapha. Ngibona ukuthi imoto yami ayinyathela ngumzila. It's good. Then secondly, kulabantu umuntu wayebuya ngimbuye eHarare, ngimbuye eGweri, ngimbuye eBeitbridge. Afika apake imoto etown, akade imchova ahamba abuye ayithatha after 2 days or 3 days. So kathesi upaka etown ubhadala imali yakho. So it is conjunction. Lo befike epaka imoto ukuthi ngala lapha angayichiya khona akusayenzakala khona lokho. So one, sokule order etown abantu sebepaka kuhle izimota sebekwazi ukuthi kulicala kungapheki kuhle izimota. Ngoba i-TTI is implementing our bylaws. Secondly, i-parking ngathesi ayiswele etown. Whichever place, wherever you go, parking ayitholi khona. Ufike upake kuhle. Then thirdly, abantwana bethu, our children, they are employed by TTI. Bathola imisebenzi basebenza. And also thina sithatha i-30%. Abantu bathi why lingathathi 70 lithatha 30%, 30% i-right ngoba siyithatha i-gross injalo. Ama-employment expenses, o-NASA, o-ZIMRA, ama-salaries, i-uniform, thina asila problem lakho ezi-council. We come to ama-cameras. The agreement says kumele kube lama-cameras. We come to software. Thina we are not there. I-TTI yekwenzayo. Thina okwethu ukuthola nje ethu imali kwanile inyanga iphela without questions. Whether ube le loss through to ama-employment expenses and ama-recurrent expenses, you know, we don't have a problem with that. So,
but
I'm
did
saying
you,
so far,
as council, do you really know? I mean, it's guesswork. Is there a system of knowing how many cars were parked in a day or so?
yes, precisely we do. We recommended our people there. Silabantu abasebenza ngikhona ngale TTI. Abayibo abakhangelayo. Safaka owe-ICT. Safaka owe-finance. Safaka owe-works. So we recommended them ukuthi basebenze le TTI direct kule management committee. So they can access at any given time ukuthi imoto ezibhakileyo zingaki kwenziwe emalini ethu imalini. Before imali le ibuya through i-finance department, that team yabe sikwazi yabe sisitshelile, and the monthly i-report ye-TTI comes to council through i-finance committee. After finance committee buye ku full council. So we are very much aware of what is happening at TTI.
And the side yokulungisa imigwaqo is the council side.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the council side.
So how are you doing that? I mean, how are you doing in that department? Ukuthi izulu liyana ngathi pothole after pothole.
Pothole after pothole.
Yeah.
Actually, what we had proposed with TTI, we're saying we should collectively buy a batching plant for ukwenza itara. So we're saying 30% ethu naleyo lani lifake yenu sithenge i-batching plant. Then you know nowadays the procurement processes, we've got to Zita, we've got to price. They said no, we should open up to all bidders. Ofunayo alincedise lingatsheli appoint ukuthi TTI. Tina wanted to take advantage ukuthi already TTI sisebenza layo. TTI is collecting monies from ama-motorists akobulawayo. So wanted him there and there which is sisebenze layo. Then if we have a patching plant bese sifaka ke itara sipatch imigwaqo yethu ibe mihle. But indaba yankhona lokho sasekuzida kathesi. Yes, after that imigwaqo izapatchwa. And one of the agreement yethu ama-base esavumelana le-TTI kasekabaniki honke. Kumele si-spread into town yonke up to 1st Avenue. Ngapha siqansa up to 15 Avenue. Sisehla ngale up to Samuel Parinyathwa. Ngapha sibuye up to Railways Avenue. So kumele indawo yonke le babe khona, but as a council we are now struggling ngoba kasila tara. Kulo one supplier we tara kobulawayo, and we feel he's very expensive because ule monopoly. So that is why I wanted our own patching machine.
So kule business opportunity lapho ngavula icompany okwenza itara.
Yes, ungavula sibili. Kuyaba le business opportunity enhle kakhulu. So ungabalayo lawo sekule competition. Bana ngabuye sithi dollar wena uthi 50 cents, omunye uthi 75 cents. At the end of the day sesikhangela ngani ungcono uchiphile for the residents of Bulawayo.
Baba Deputy Mayor, idorobho lingcolile. Ku 6th Avenue lapha abantu abathengisela khona ama-vendor uyathola inqwaba engcekeza. As council, what are you doing to try and deal with that issue?
We are trying our level best. For example, sikhuluma egodini. We are saying ama-vendors kahambe egodini, igodi kaligcwalanga kule ndawo eningi. Abafuna ukuhamba ngoba kuyabhadala, abafuna ukuthengisa edolobheni abangabhadaliyo. Lapha ngisakhuluma ngama-vendors akobulawayo. Secondly, sile Bactars. Siswele abantu ababhidayo ukuthi basakhele i-Bactars. Sathola udona wasinika $200,000 ukuthi kwakhiwe u-Bactars kube lama-vending base. So singathola ke umuntu ozenelisa ukuthi asiyakhele laphana amanye ama-vendors akobulawayo azasuswa ku-5th and 6th Avenue bahambe khona ngale. Then will ease i-6th Avenue lo 5th Avenue. Then secondly, silama vendors angasiwo akobulawayo. People will come all the way from Mondorongezi, from Harare, from Masvingo, from wherever, and come and sell their wares here in Bulawayo. One, they don't have a place to sleep. They don't have a place to relieve themselves. They don't have a place to bath. So these people will be using sanitary rains. At night, they will be just using buildings which are closed during that particular moment. For example, a month ago, with a night operation, which was targeting those vendors, and we impounded a vehicle which was selling oranges. In the early morning, I was phoned by gentlemen in Mondorongez to say, yes, I went through your website, I found your contacts. Can you kindly assist my mother? The whole stock was impounded by this biosecurity guys. So please, can you assist her, because she's now broke, because all the merchandise are in your stores. Okay, who is your mother? I was given the name. Right, give me her address. Where does she stay? It does not have an address in Bulawayo. He was coming from Harare. You see, they hire a truck, they go to Bedbridge, they order oranges, they come to sell in Bulawayo. When oranges are finished, they then go to Harare. You see, these are the people who are giving us challenges as the city. Asilama arresting powers. So that is why abantu besenelisa ukuthi ama-officers ethu nxa esenza operation bawa-attack, bawachaye, damage izimota. Last month, 4 of our vehicles were damaged by vendors, and I don't think those vendors are from Bulawayo. They're the ones who are coming outside the city, so they don't care in infrastructure edolobha lako Bulawayo. So that's the challenge we have, but we applied and we understand. Our propositions are now with the Attorney General's office to grant us arresting powers and also municipality courts, whereby we deal with these issues of vending in a systematic way.
Yeah, because indaba yakhona ichayisa ngekhanda, because I mean abantu bayathengisa bangcolisa idorobho, but actually the council is not getting anything. Because this, so yeah. Is there a way to license these people with at least with pattern? You know, if I once went to a trade called Debusuku.
Yes.
Fry street and these people are just doing it for free. But
is very, very, very sad. And also we have our own here, who are space barons. Abadlali politics yabo. Ababele genge belabantu bababhatalisa izimali ukuthi sala allocate ama stand thengisani lapha kola muntu ozalenza ulutho kube lamanye babe lama rivals about 3 or 4 ama land barons akhona ku 5th Avenue babhatalisa izimali abantu ebusuku babhatalisa emini imali lezo kazibuyi ku council and thina nawe asenge sibhatalisa umuntu othengisela endaweni okumele asisuke ongavunyelwayo. And for example, ungahamba ku 5th Avenue laphana awusangeni kwezinye izitolo, akusala parking. Ama parking zonke sokulezi second hand cloth, sokulama fruits, sokula lokho mbofuna ukuyabhadala ama funeral policy ngale awusabhadali, mbofuna ungena eshop lethengisa ukudla kwenkomo lokwembuzi lokwenkukhu awusakwanisa ukubhaka. Le ndawo ingcolile kulempukani kuyanuka akusebenzeke. But basebenzisa ipolitics. And we have engaged state security. Then they are saying, yes, we agree with you, we shall assist you in this regard, but also provide the alternative venues. Singayenzi operation ukuthi abantu sibadudule okungayela lapha bakho. Then we are saying Kodini is there. Then also kusele iBhaktazi. iBhaktazi sayihambisa ku tender, we did not get any joy. Kwa-apply umuntu oyedwa, and then ama-systems e-prize akuvumi khonokho. Kuyabemele ukuthi at least babe 3-4.
But was it not maybe abantu abayibonanga itender khona, was it not proper?
Kwenzakala. Last 2 weeks, besisenza besemaswingo sile strategic planning workshop for the next 5 years. So I was talking to director of works to say, kulezinye izinto zidingayo sasikhuluma indaba yama-drum. Ama-drum, they are doing a very magnificent job laphana ukuthi ama-combis angachaya ama-U10 angaphambanisi traffic. But we're saying that was supposed to be temporary. So kumele sifake ama-slabs, ama-blocks, avale wasesithi no sayifaka kuthenda kodwa sitholanga ama-takers wasesithi no talk to your colleagues abeMasvingo nanka siyabona abe-Vic Falls siyabona abe-Harare bakutshela abantu then you advise them to respond to itender singayifly ungafaka itender uqinisile ndex abanye abayibona they won't know iziyevalwa so lawo as much as you know what you want to do tshela abantu obona bekwenza ukuthi guys yini lenza lokho kumbe sifuna ukudevelop ama-residential stands tshela abantu abayenza i-land development guys sesifaka itender enje respond kumbe sifuna nala ama-concrete slab guys sifuna into enje kumbe sifuna ukwakhelwa ama-vending stalls nalawo guys sifuna ukwenza into enje abantu bangena ku-system abantu bakithi i-system yena leyo abakayijayeli abakayizwisisi i-system ye-price but it is it's a very good system yaphathisa kakhulu.
You mentioned it belisebeli ku-stakeholders i-Stratplan eMasvingo.
Yes.
And people were saying athi amadoda angasuka edorobheni la koBulawayo eMasvingo khona ngale asoleni koBulawayo.
One i-operations udinga i-venue operations and procurement as councillors akasitsho ukuthi hayi kasihambe ehoteleni enje mba sihambe eMatopo mba sihambe ngaphi. I'll be asked a question, what is your interest there? Because as councillors, we are not involved in procurement issues. That's number one. Then secondly, we have got the issue of accommodation. I think those who are involved in searching for the venue are looking for the alternative accommodation. One, the preference was Matopo. Then in Matopo, Awula network. Secondly, akula ndawo accommodate more than 40-something people. Then they said, okay, let's go to Gweru. Gweru was fully booked. Okay, let's go to Zishabane eseduze. Zishabane yavuma. Last minute, judge, no, we are fully booked. We can't accommodate this number of people. Hence, they chose Masvingo. And Masvingo is central if you are coming from Mtare, Harare, and Bulawayo. Because we had facilitators from Harare as well. We had facilitators also from Mtare as well. So Masvingo at the end of the day was chosen. There was accommodation, there was a venue which could accommodate all of us. So that is how Masvingo was chosen. Yes, I saw you tweeting with Gati, what's happening with Masvingo. That was the thing. As councillors, we are so report. Of course, we can say, it doesn't change anything. Tina, as councillors, are not involved with procurement. Those are operational issues. Afuna management led by town clerk, not us.
Then, like many other African countries and cities, there is a lot of diaspora. Some of them are running big cities, Konangale, Kuwongland, Labo America, and maybe there will be a way that they're giving, and also in terms of investment. How easy is it for umuntu ose diaspora to invest koBulawayo? Because we've heard all sorts of stories. Besithi kunzima, kuyathiwa bebhadala amakhati, into ezinjalo. Kulula okunganani?
It is very easy. New procurement policy esikhona elizweni, it is very easy. I-council abantu mostly abacomplainayo ukuthi ubuye ndex ukuthi ngibona indawo yami laphana ngifuna ukwenza ibhizinesi enje. It's no longer possible. Thina if we have places or if we have umsebenzi or if we have ama-projects, we have to advertise. We have to advertise. Singa-advertiser, people should respond to i-advert naleyo through i-systems ye-procurement, e-price. And i-system liyana kulezinto eyabe zifuna. I-system liyana is two-way. First, idila nge-theory. Olamaphepha wonke akwanileyo yini. Uhamba uthikha yes. So siya ku-next stage. So kukhangela umsebenzi wakho. Ukuthi vele uke wasebenza ngaphi. Umsebenzi bani. Vele kungabonakala khona lokho sule chance yokuthi win. And now it's unfortunately because isikhangela international system la. Kuqala besikwenza ukuthi ikhangele koBulawayo, ngikhangele eMatabeleland, ngikhangele eZimbabwe, kathi sikhangela all over. So what is now important ukuthi abantu bahlale bekhangela iwebsite yethu babone ama-opportunities. Silama platforms achene, silabo WhatsApp, City of Bulawayo, we share with ama-diasporans ukuthi babone ukuthi Bulawayo offered this particular moment labo bangene umsebenzi bawuthola. For example, ngikhulume nge-Bactors, sifuna investor, umuntu ozabuya azosakhela i-Bactors for vendors, abahambe ku-system bazayithola. Sifuna uku-upgrade ama-stadiums ethu abe ku-international standard, Papa Fields, Luveve and Mpophoma, ekuthiwa yini le White City. We need ama-investors there. Esizenza sonke ama-triple Ps lama-BOTs abahambe kuma-website ethu babone imisebenzi naleyivo. Silama-subject plans esisiwapasa silamaningi, subject plan 12, 18, 19, 20. I think kathesi siku-process yokuqedisa subject plan 6, whereby we are changing ezindawo ezisazakala ezi-residential stands ukuthi zibe yi-commercial areas. Kuzafunakala amahhotela, kuzafunakala ama-shopping complex, kuzafunakala ama-cultural center. One in mind ile nxa usuphuma usiya North End le Nxwala. We said we need a cultural center laphana eza-reflecta i-culture le-diversity yethu njengabantu, ngoba we know that uBulawayo is a city of kings. Originally kwakuyidolobho elikhulu likaMzilikazi kwalandela uLobhengula. So we're saying we need something which reflects that culture laphana. But nevertheless, that is our prime land as the city of Bulawayo as well. So we need also a commercial center. Maybe we construct a hotel or a shopping mall or any business center alongside that cultural center. So opportunities are there. They are very, 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 very big. There are many. They are massive. So abantu abakhaya lo website. Lokhana kokuthi abantu babhadala ama-10% is not there. It's a myth. We are now dealing with the system, not individuals.
Yeah, and maybe as we move towards the end the interview, I have a question with you. We've heard so many stories about your relationship with the mayor. What would you say is your relationship with the mayor? Lisebenza njani?
First of all, I will quote the Urban Councils Act 104.12 going downwards. We are, myself and the mayor, we are elected, or we come into office through election by other councillors. It's unlike in other areas where the president or the chair appoints his deputy. We are all elected at the same time, both of us. But the mayor is in charge. I am second in charge. When the mayor is not there, for whatever reason, no one has to appoint me. Automatically, I'm the acting mayor. Like now, I'm the acting mayor until the 5th of January. Then secondly, we have got a very good working relationship, a cordial working relationship. But some people think or feel that the mayor and the deputy should agree on everything. That is wrong. Both of us were not docile. The mayor, Councillor David Coltart, have got his own way of thinking, have got his own way of seeing things. Also, myself as the deputy mayor, I've got my own thinking, I've got my own way of seeing things. But at the end of the day, we converge and agree on any particular issue. We come together and say, we review. After the full council, we review and we talk about those things. For example, last time the media was awash with a story that we disagreed in front of councillors in a full council meeting. I was just correcting the mayor to say, yes, we have voted. After voting, we cannot go back and set the ground rules. First, we set the ground rules, then we vote. And he agreed with me. We spoke about that. We laughed about it. And secondly, most recently, it was the issue of the town clerk, whereby the mayor went to the media and said that he did not agree with the results which came out of the full council meeting. There was intimidation, there was this and that. We are saying the mayor is our chief spokesperson as the council, and he should speak on what we should have agreed, not his own position, not the deputy mayor's position. So, yes, as the mayor, myself, and the General Purposes Committee, we had our report, our recommendation, which we took to the full council. Then the full council varied it. We were supposed to agree with that. And we also speak about taking our issues out of the system. We are saying if we are yet to agree on any particular matter, let's exhaust it internally before we go outside to the meeting. What the mayor or his deputy should do is to perpetuate what have come officially from the council. Sometimes people see those distortions and they think that we are not in sync, we are not singing from the same hymn book. It's wrong. We sing from the same hymn book, but from here and from time to time, we have to correct one another. There are many occasions where the mayor have corrected me. And there are few occasions where I've also corrected him, especially the issue of tweeting. Because as I said earlier on, we are the third tier of the executive. Now we need the money to curb non-revenue water, the leakages. You see, our issue here in Bulawayo is water, bulk water. We can't supply bulk water to residents. It's because of leakages. So we have approached the Minister of Finance, because as a third tier of executive, to say, Professor Mthuli Ncube, we need this amount of money, $15,000 US. I mean, $15 million US to curb non-revenue water, to curb Amalek Sakon. Then the next day, I should not then be seen to be castigating the same minister who should give us money. So these are some of the issues we always speak about with the mayor, to say we are part of that. Let's leave the political side of things to be said by those who are not in office. We are now in public office, ours to serve the residents of the city. The residents of the city do not care where we come from politically, but they want service. Service delivery should be our other name. So that is when people say, no, you are not in sync, you are contradicting with the mayor. We are not contradicting, we work together. Actually, we phone one another maybe 2 days a week or 3 days a week. We speak about these council issues.
So we are not likely to see any vote of no confidence on the mayor anytime
It is
soon.
not provided for in the Athens Councils Act.
Oh, so council can't?
Council can't. And secondly, you see, myself, I prepared myself to be the mayor of Bulawayo in 2023. But the party which sponsored us to council felt that Dave Coulter should be the mayor, and I'm at peace with that.
I remember that contest.
Yes, I'm at
Anyway,
peace. Yes, I'm at peace with that. I've allowed that he be the mayor. I'm satisfied, and I'm his deputy. We are there until the end of our term.
So who called that? They've said publicly. He likes tweeting, so he has tweeted. And
Yes,
he said,
yes.
I think I've interviewed him, and he said he's not going to go beyond his term. If in case 2030, and he's going to step down in 2028. So are you ready to take over in case he doesn't go beyond 2028?
I would say I'm ready to take over to be the mayor of Bulawayo, because there is someone who is the mayor currently. Lapho emvela khona mina ilanga kaliphuma elinye lingakatshoni. That would be insubordination to say, yes, I will take over. It will be as if I want him gone. I want him there. I'm his deputy. I'm satisfied. And also I want to explain on Vision 2030. Vision 2030 ukabili. Ule Vision 2030 okhuluma ngokuthi ilizwe libe ku middle income by that particular year. We are in agreement. As I said earlier on, we are the third tier of the executive as local authorities. So our programs wonke our central government are implemented yithi kuma councils. But kuyabe kudevolviwe lathi sibuya lokwethu. Central government cannot detect to us ukuthi Bulawayo yenzanini lokhu la lokhu la lokhu. Ama development yethu ukuthi sibe go upper middle income economy by 2030 must be determined by us, the city of Bulawayo. We are in agreement with that. With NDS 2, we are in agreement with that. Ngoba ukhuluma nge-development locally, whereby we are leaders. We are in Bulawayo, we are led by Coulter, and I'm his deputy. Then there is the second concept, 2030, which is a resolution of a political party, which have got nothing to do with the party where I come from. which have got nothing to do with the city of Bulawayo, which have got nothing to do with the residents. That one I won't comment on it. Ngoba it's a party position and where I don't belong. Where I meet with abanye abavela kuma-parties atshiyeneyo, we meet kuma-government programs. President uyithi mina ngakho angambiza e-Precap, ngibambize e-State House njengo-deputy mayor wakoBulawayo la njengo-president weZimbabwe, I will go. But angisoze ngihambe e-Precap ngibizwe ngu-president we-ZANU-PF. Angisoze ngihambe e-State House ngibizwe ngu-president we-ZANU-PF. Angisoze ngi-attende any event engibizwa yi-political party. But government programs wonke ngiba khona. I think you have seen me ngi-attend independence celebrations, ngi-attend ama-Heroes Day celebrations, Defense Forces I attend. Those are national and government programs where I belong. I'm no longer an activist now in the office in abantu.
You speak like a politician, but it's okay because you are one. So yes. Maybe my last question to you will be, when your term of office is done and you have maybe some MP or in other capacity, what do you want the people of Bulawayo to remember you for?
One, i-project yokuqala engafisa ukuyiletha elokhu isakhulunywa kaphelwa i-glass block dam. I need, or people of Bulawayo need more water sources. Ngoba thina sifani lamanye amadolobha ukuthi balamanzi behlule kuwa-distribute. Thina kasila manzi nalawo u-distribute. Infrastructure yethu isi-dilapidated as well. So, ngingakabe ngu-deputy mayor, ngisase ngu-chair we-Future Water Committee. Ngahamba ngabona uGodade. Ngangitshela into engayisiyo ukuthi ama-dams ethu kule siltation. So I approached him to say, how best can you assist us as the city of Bulawayo? I'm the chair of Future Water Committee. Ukuthi liye scoop inhlabathi liyana. Kodwa wazosithi hayi akula siltation. Amanzi divethwa ngamakorokoza this and that. But nevertheless, I had proposed a additional water source, a glass block dam. And the previous council threw that idea away. Maybe you may assist, you resuscitate it. And I was very happy. I'm the proponent of amanzi. Ukuthi abantu bakubulawayo babe lamanzi. Ngabuya ngazoyikhuluma le management, ngakhuluma lama councillors yabuya. And then it takes ivunyiwe isile resolution ku council, then that's when I also changed ngaba ngu-deputy mayor. So that is why now we are seeing the mayor running with it ngoba isimele Bulawayo yonke. So nguyomela khanye gijima, but I am the proponent of glass block dam as far as the city of Bulawayo is concerned. So ngifuna idam leli lakhiwe sibe le additional water source. Silabo gwayishangana abazabuya abancedise le Mart North coming to Bulawayo siyafuna. I-glass block izancedisa iMart South, abantu beGwanda, abantu beFlabusi, Sigodini along there bazabenefit amanzi ebuya kwaBulawayo. So i-glass block ngiyayifuna. Then secondly, indaba engikhuluma ngayo eNxwala. Ngifuna indawo lana yakhiwe. Kube le commercial center, kuphinde kube le traditional center, i-cultural center lapha. Also we've got indawo e-Ascot. Which have lied idly for a very, very long time. Sifuna ukubona ama-skyscrapers amanye njenge-Ascot liyana ephuma khona phana. Sifuna ukubona ama-complexes ephuma khona phana. I want to decongest the city. Abantu bangabuyi bonke ukuzothenga edolobheni. Amanye amazwe njengabo-South Africa awudingakala ukuthi ungene eJoburg etown. Uyahambe kuma-malls e-Fourway uyethenga, uhambe eNorth Riding uyethenga, uhambe ngaphi. Everywhere kule mall ukuthi uyathola ama-banks, uyathola ama-supermarkets, uyathola ama-pharmacies, uyathola each and every service. Even government offices, you find them there. Local authorities offices, you find them there. So yikho ngifuna ukuthi kudevelop indawo leso. Then also ngifuna sibe le water utility. Ukuthi lami nxa semphumile uba ngikhansela ngikwazi ukuthi abantu bakoBulawayo amanzi bayathola. Ngifuna sibe le water utility. That's my dream. I-water utility, obviously, ngifuna the one which is wholly owned by the council, city of Bulawayo, but run on a commercial way. By so doing, it shall attract funders. Because my challenges are two in terms of water infrastructure of Bulawayo. One, we don't have bulk water, enough bulk water. Two, we don't have infrastructure. Infrastructure it is now dilapidated. Isifile. So nxa singaba le utility, we shall attract funding, sitshintshe infrastructure yethu enaliyana. Mind you, currently we are losing a third of treated water. Sikhuluma ukuthi amanzi asilawo. Nxa amanzi lana ebuya 9,000 kiloliters, which ukuthi i-3,000 kiloliters yalahleka along the way kufika sokule 6. So singaba le water utility, we attract funding, sitshintshe infrastructure yethu, ama-pipes ethu enalafa ayadubukayo, siwatshintshe sifaka amatsha. By so doing also siyabe sesizincedile sesincede idolobho kuma-sewer challenges. Ngoba i-sewer ihamba lamanzi. Whereby 80% of the sewer system should be water. Then 20% ibe raw sewer. But as long as singela manzi sizahlala sikhala ngesewer. I-council kayenzile ukuthi ama-council kayenzile ukuthi isuwa iyabe idubuka. What shall happen is isuwa lana iyabe isenza isilaji laphana isikhathi ungela manzi. Amanzi angabuya ngepressure sokudinga the weakest point sokudubuka ngoba isilaji siyabe siblockile. So yenza i-water utility lana sizasolva satsha inyoni ezimbili litshe elilodwa sabe sesilamanzi isuwa issue la yabe sisolvekile.
I like your ideas. But on the last one, water utility, are we not creating another failing company like Ngwebu? Because Ngwebu was supposed to be, the utility company that they owe millions of the...
Yeah, we are learning. I-water utility sifuna ukuthi ingahambi nge-charter eyacreata iNgwebu. Sifuna ukuthi ibe yi-company, izimele iyodwa. Ibe yi-entity ezimele yodwa. Ingafanele iNgwebu. iNgwebu currently kayela legal persona. When they want to borrow money, babuya kithi kuboleke council. When they want to sue somebody, babuya kithi sibenzele. When they want to audita amabhuku abo, babuya kithi audita we-council ahamba abenzele. I-charter yankhona, I think azange bambeke kuhle. We have to revisit it as well as we move forward, if we are to be frank with ourselves. iNgwebu kumele sibe le ndlela esiyilungisa ngayo. So le water utility we have learned. We are saying kumele ime yodwa. Ibe legal persona. As much as we know that you run a council. Actually, council, sorry, not run a council. But you run a board as a private limited company, but 100% owned by the city of Bulawayo.
I'm a prophecy council.
I'm a prophecy councillor. Yes. That is how we intend to run it. Of course, the central government have come up with another option, a privatization. And they singled out Harare Mutare Bulawayo to say we should privatize our services, go with private companies as Tengsela Mans. But Leo, as the city, we are afraid because we won't have control. But Leo utility, we still maintain and have our control. We have to sit down and agree. And most recently, we went to Zambia on a look and learn. Sisabona iLusaga water utility yabo is running very well, and they are reaping the fruits. And also, they've gone a step further. They also set a utility for refuse collection, solid refuse collection. So Lusaka City is one of the smartest cities in Africa for now. I was there, I think 4 weeks ago, a month ago. So at some stage, as Bulawayo, we should also go that route as well. Of course, also we've got the instruction from the central government to say we should give the tender to other companies which are doing in Harare. We should come and collect solid waste here. We pay them, and also they convert it to from waste to energy as well. So we are saying that model for Bulawayo does not work. We can't manage to pay them for collecting with the waste, whereby they shall also make money out of it. We are saying yes, we may collect on your behalf, or we ask someone to collect on your behalf, or you may collect as well, but you don't charge us for collecting. You shouldn't charge us. Because at the end of the day, we shall make money when we are moving it from waste to energy, exactly.
Bente last mbuzo, but I think last, because you mentioned glass block, and I know council has been doing glass block, and that's one area where I saw council collaborating with government. The minister will phelekezela la thola izimali sokushoda nga, because we sabala hayi imali khona lonke le, yeah. So where is glass block now?
His worship, the mayor, Councillor David Coltart, and the town clerk last year, I think it was in November, they went to Morocco to go there and maybe push for the construction of glass block, to say the city of Bulawayo, we shall be takers of water from glass block. I think we are aware that currently the laws of the country do not allow local authorities to be owners or to construct dams and so forth. But only ZINWA is in charge of Amanzi, Zimbabwe. So we're saying, yes, Tina as a city, our role is to agree and sign the purchase agreement. But other licenses and permits, Glassboro Consortium should sit down with the ZINWA and agree and sign an agreement with the Ministry of Water, Lands and Fisheries also in indulgence agreeing. Thina kwethu ukusayina i-purchase agreement labana sebevumelana ngoba uthi bakhe idama ngeke bakuvumelane lathi njengedolopho ngoba umthetho awusasivumele. Ama-laws athi ZINWA in charge of izinto zamanzi. Thina okwethu is distribution, not bulk water.
Yeah, well, on that note, I think there are so many complicated issues that the deputy mayor, who is currently the acting mayor, that's very important. Sihlezi lo sodolopho lapha. Singabonga ukudecide ukuthi maybe ama-bills too early at the half. So anyway, thank you very much. And one of the things that maybe he mentioned, he said there are a number of opportunities that people in the diaspora and the business community should take advantage of. I've talked to a number of abantu base-diaspora abantu bale nqwaba zamali abafuna ukuzi-investa kuBulawayo. Nangu lapho u-acting mayor angiqambe manga uthe kule i-glass block sithethwe. Uthe kule nqwala, that ground, they need izinto. Kule Ascot, they need skyscrapers. They are talking about uthi mhlawumbe they need to shake ingwebu laphana. Ngaba lenye opportunity yoku-investa khona phana ngoba khathesi company ingani iyaxeka. But there are a lot of opportunities, and there are some that we have not talked about. I'm sure kubo housing, khona pha kubo student accommodation. I'm sure we can do our build and use and transfer emgwaqweni and all these kind of things. So those in the diaspora who have the expertise, we have the money, we have the networks, this is your opportunity to come and plow back in your city. You know, the advantage is that we can actually do a call center. It takes an hour to fly to Joburg and it takes 2 hours to fly from Joburg to Cape Town. There are many opportunities that we've even talked about that people should take advantage of. So I think we would like to thank the Deputy Mayor of Bulawayo, Ubabu Edwin Ndlovu, who's also currently the acting mayor until the 5th of January, for taking his time. It's not easy ukuthi ama-city fathers ebizohlala lathi sixoxe labo sikhulume labo, but we like, one of the things that I like about Bulawayo is that they are accessible. And we aside, and me personally, I've always tagged them on Facebook, but we sit down and we talk. That's what democracy is about, sharing. And Deputy Mayor said, you don't necessarily need to agree with everyone. You need to have your own views. But okusalayo ukuthi sonke we have one thing in common. We want to see the city of Bulawayo becoming a better place, and I hope bazazama something later, because we are no longer the clean city that we used to. But he has mentioned the challenges, and anyone on the solution, I think, should approach them. Maybe we need recycling into Zinjalo. My name is Zenzele Ndebele. Please do enjoy your Christmas and Happy New Year. Sizalibona kwezinye indlela.